Good morning, good afternoon, good night. My name is Mona Loy. For those of you who do not know, I run a magazine called Blackbright News, which comes out periodically. It's not something, it's like my videos. They're not organized, they're not systematic. So if you are interested in looking at back issues, it's www.issue, which is issuu.com/Blackbright News, and you can read them free of charge. I think you only have to pay a small fee if you download them. Now back to today. Today I was sent a video about this young boy aged 9 years old who happened to brush past a white woman. This is a young black boy, 9, happened to brush past a white woman who accused him of sexually assaulting her and calls the police. Can you imagine? A 9-year-old boy. Now, I'm not saying a 9-year-old boy cannot molest anyone, but this was him running past and his rucksack touched her bottom. I don't know if she thought it was his hands or what, but she made such a fuss. She even said she was a policewoman and then denied it afterwards. But anyway, she calls the police. There was such a ruckus, and thank God for the CCTV camera, which vindicated the little boy. But can you imagine? In 1955, Emmett Till was lynched for the same said offence, offending a white woman in a grocery store. Is this action replay? Emmett didn't have CCTV cameras back then, and he was lynched, which means a group of men hung him without a trial for that offence. And I believe they tortured him as well. 14 years old that boy was. Years later, the woman confesses that he didn't touch her. And I'm thinking about this 9-year-old boy now. I mean, he got off because there was a CCTV camera. But supposing there wasn't, what would have happened to him? They don't lynch over here, but they do similar things. They might have put him into a detention centre, or they might have put him into a school for bad children, or they might have beaten him up, or he might have disappeared. We don't know. We don't know what the repercussions are. But people have to stop creating false allegations. Do you remember the other day when that girl was selling her orange juice outside her home, which happened to be adjacent to a white person's home, and they called the police on her saying she was vending without a license? What's wrong with people? The girl was 8, trying to save up some money to go to Florida. You know, and I'm thinking to myself, haven't people got anything better to do? That woman, is she in the dark ages or what? Why couldn't she just have turned around and said to him, you know, you touched me? Or, you know, why did you touch me? And he could have easily said, oh, I didn't touch you, ma'am. It was my bag. It brushed against you. I'm ever so sorry. But she calls the police on him and makes a big stink out of it. And then she's got the audacity to chastise his parents. Anyway, I'm going to show you the video. Just a very short video.
It's a scenario that's become all too common, where a minor incident results in a white person calling the police on a black person. In this case, a 9-year-old black child was accused of sexually assaulting a white woman at a Brooklyn deli. Tonight, this viral story has been proven wrong.
No, I want the cops here right now.
A heated exchange erupts outside a Flatbush deli on Wednesday afternoon. A white woman who was purchasing something inside makes the claim that a young black child sexually assaulted her.
That's right, the son grabbed my...
It prompts her to call 911, all while the boy and his sister weep, attracting a crowd of bystanders shocked at what they are seeing. Witnesses insist the boy simply walked by her, brushing her backside with his backpack. But the situation only escalates. The video is uploaded to Facebook, where it almost immediately goes viral.
Yeah, I don't really want to go into the whole of it because it gets a bit monotonous. But the fact of the matter is that this is happening, and it's almost like black people are being criminalized just by virtue of their race. And it's not right. And if they haven't got protection, they're doomed. It's like those guys that were putting on masks and committing crimes as black people. I don't know if you've heard about these white people who are injecting themselves with melanin to make themselves black. They're actually having injections, melanin injections, to make themselves black. So not only do you have natural black people who have an issue anyway, but you have white people who are making themselves black, and for goodness knows what reason. But if they commit crimes, that's going to be on the black statistics, as crime, increases the rates for black people committing crimes. You have people wearing masks and gloves pretending they're black people. And that's adding to the statistics that black people are committing crimes. And, it's just, I don't understand the logic. I mean, I understand racism. I understand, well, I don't understand it because I'm not black, but, I'm not white. But there again, black people can be racist. But I understand you not liking someone for the colour of their skin. I understand that. And I can understand people discriminating against them because of their skin, not giving them the same jobs, relegating them to, lower types of jobs and not allowing them to pass the glass ceiling and other limitations that they pay on black people. But I don't understand why you would deliberately try to incriminate people or kill without a trial. Because in essence, that woman, that policewoman who killed Botham Jean, that was a form of lynching, only it was one woman. Because what she did, she decided that he had hurt her. And regardless whether it's her perception or not, she decided that she would take justice in her own hands because she's a cop. So that was a form of lynching. So, and when police take justice in their own hands and they have a perception that somebody's committing a crime and they decide to shoot to kill, they're taking justice in their own hands. Those people don't have a right to a fair trial. So what's happened to the Constitution? What happens to human rights? It's all very, very, very sinister and bizarre. And it's not right. I mean, I don't even know what can be done about it. I used to be a bit peed off with these CCTV cameras and this Big Brother concept. I didn't like the idea of being monitored and having cameras everywhere. But, I'm kind of glad now. They have police who are supposed to wear body-worn cameras, when they're going to stop and search someone. Sometimes they switch it on, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they wait until a certain time and then they switch it on. Sometimes they say the battery is low. And I think it depends on the mindset of that individual policeman. If he knows that he's not approaching the situation right, he's not going to turn his body-worn camera on. But if he knows he's going to use it as a good example of how proper policing should be done, he will turn it on so he can use that as a good example. But the fact of the matter is those body-worn cameras are there to protect the police and to protect the civilian. But how many of them use it? How many of them use it effectively and promptly? Not many. Because a lot of people don't want evidence. So all I'm saying is thank God for the mobile phones with their cameras. Thank God for social media. Thank God, thank God, thank God. Because I tell you, that 9-year-old boy, in a different time, in a different place, he could have been lynched just like Emmett Till. That's all I've got to say. Bye-bye.